Matthew Simmons from Encore Automotive Diagnostics and Repair, reporting live from Times Square, letting you guys know we're thinking about y'all. Any automotive concerns, repairs that you may need, feel free to give us a call at 919-539-7265 or stop by the shop at 816 South 3rd Street, Smithfield, North Carolina. Y'all have a nice day.
Good afternoon, it's Matthew Simmons for Encore Automotive again. Just chiming back in, keeping you updated with the current things that we got going on here at the shop, located here in Smithfield, North Carolina. I am installing a Drifeez Feel Easier Driving left foot gas pedal, model DFVJWB. Sound like we thought it'd be on radio. WTSB. No, I'm just joking. That was a joke. Alright, listen, here we go. For somebody who has been removed from the normal bodily functions, so they got to make some modifications to the vehicle, and that's what we're having performed here for them at Encore Automotive. And inside of the vehicle, you got to make sure that you're not drilling through any wires or up underneath the vehicle, any fuel lines, wires, brake lines, or anything that's not needed to be drilled through, because you can cause some serious damage. So we've already peeled up the resin stripping here to get up underneath the carpet. I didn't film all that, but that was just precautionary stuff that we had to do, so make sure you do that too. Now we did have to do on this 2013 Ford Escape, we had to pop this out, and you see there's a tab in there that you'll be able to see through that sight once you pop out the cover. So right here we're going to measure according to the installation instructions a certain amount of gaps that got to be applied to the roller where this is positioned to block the original accelerator pedal. And let me see if I have it here. This goes back on here, and you'll be operating the gas with your left foot once that is securely fastened back to the rod here. This is serious, because if it's done wrong, it can be hung up, or God knows what we don't want to happen. So we're going to go ahead and go over the instructions for the dozenth time and make sure everything is going to go as planned. We've already checked the vehicle, we raised it up in the air and made sure nothing is in the way. Going to go ahead and get it prepped for drilling and go ahead and do the measurements. We have the floor up because we had to drill the holes. 2 holes that you got to drill to secure. Reason why I got my face shield on and my safety goggles, because I got to cut off a little of the rod so that it will fit correctly in the vehicle. Let me show you what I'm talking about right here. The base plate is going to mount here, and the rod was protruding out, hitting here on the rest portion of the floorboard for your left foot. Okay, let's go over a few things. We need another cut to get the proper clearance we need. This tape, the blue tape that you see here, let us know that under the carpet there is some material in the area that we do not need to drill through. So we wanted to make sure that was clear. Get that out the way. We didn't want to make it a critical comeback before it leaves the shop. Okay, so now we've got the clearance we need, and that rod is not going to have any interference with the floorboard or the carpet. Okay, let's go over a few things here. We're installing a Drifeez left foot gas pedal, and I've read the instructions 5 or 6, maybe a half a dozen times, if not a dozen times, so I can have a clear understanding of what the engineers wanted to be done with the installation. And it must be an equal amount of distance between the left foot gas pedal and the brake, and the OEM brake, per the instruction, which makes a lot of sense, because even though you're using your left foot, you're still going to want that same travel when you need to stop. You don't want to be going an extra inch or extra, you're already using a different foot than what you're naturally programmed to over time, so you're going to want to have some type of similarity in the functions. So we're getting ready to drill, and according to the instructions here, this roller here, it needs to be below or above if the brake pedal pivots, meaning some accelerators pivot. This roller needs to be positioned above the pivot point, or just at the pivot point, but not below. So that's another point of interest that we paid attention to. But this accelerator here does not pivot, so we didn't have to worry about that at all. However, just going over a few things here before I start the drilling, because you don't want to do any unnecessary drilling in anyone's vehicle or your own. So okay, let me go over a few things. You will need to, I don't know if this is going to apply to every vehicle, but you will need to unloosen this screw and this one here as well on the back side here to slide the roller over so it will be in proper location on the accelerator pedal. Okay, in the tool bag, a 2.5mm Allen key came, a 4mm Allen key, and a 5mm Allen key, and 2 lifting screws and 4 M8 10 screws. I did want to go over that. So it does come with its own mounting hardware, and there are a few adjustments that need to be made before you do drill, because you need to measure twice and cut once. Do subscribe to the channel, we'll really much appreciate that, and if you're local, you can save by subscribing. And if you're abroad, hey, you may save by learning something. So by the way, subscribe, hit the bell, and we will be continuously feeding you this content, and hopefully get better at it. We actually are running a full-fledged business, so I could be stopped right now, but we are keeping the pace, so we are being mindful of our customers' time. Looking to hire some mechanics too, if you're in the area. Definitely. It's always a good thing. Okay, one thing, the roller needs to be positioned above or close to the pivot point on your accelerator. If your accelerator pivots, the roller portion needs to be located even with the pivot or above the pivot. So be paying close attention to that as well. Installing the left foot gas pedal, and we did have to make an adjustment with these 2 fasteners here on the back of the accelerator guard to lower the roller so it'll be halfway up the accelerator pedal there. So you pay close attention there when you install it as well. Okay, we are having to make adjustments to the actuator. And we're having to bring the roller closer to the accelerator. I know it's hard to follow this video, but I'm doing my best. But the roller here has to be halfway or at the 3/4 portion of the accelerator pedal. Yeah, alright, so it needs to be up, not at the bottom. Also keep in mind that this is going to be mounted to the floor with the bolts. So when you're doing your measurements, be Matthew here with Encore Automotive Diagnostics and Repair, and I have a 2013 Ford Escape that I just finalized installing the left foot gas pedal. This unit is to be installed on a vehicle when you have to use your left foot to use the gas pedal. Let me show you how it's done. Normally you'll be using your right foot, but in this case you can use your left foot here to control the gas, and you also control your brake with the left foot as well. Now if you have a family member that doesn't need this unit in the vehicle, it's simply lift, pull left, and lift out of the vehicle, where you can just use it as a conventional method. To install it is very simple. After the base plate is mounted to the floor, we use 2 carriage bolts, made sure there was nothing obstructed underneath the carpet and also underneath the vehicle, and mounted it down. To install it, you line up the notches and make sure it's straight, and listen for the feedback. That's good to go. All right. Now, we also installed the roller and the seat belt extension, to assist in the mobility of somebody needing it. So check this out, Encore Automotive Diagnostics and Repair, Smithfield, North Carolina.